Hi YouTube, welcome to today's episode of Ask a Psychic. Today I wanted to kind of bust the myth, and again I've written about this, which is, can your reads be wrong? And so I would like to clarify the question and then kind of give an explanation of why. So, can your reads be wrong? We have to break it down first. So, wrong, I think people mean that, are you wrong about the information that you're receiving? And that answer is no. I always trust the information that I'm reading, that I'm seeing. The difference is how it's being interpreted can go wrong. So how it's actually manifesting in the physical world can be misinterpreted. And then we have the issue of free will. That's a whole other topic that I could go on and on about because my beliefs are a little bit different around free will. But for the sake of this question, we're just going to call it free will. So receiving the information, I have a good example for this, misinterpreting things. I had a client who wanted to know about this guy that she was dating and like if he was upset with her. And the information that I kept getting was that he was hurt. Like he looked heartbroken. He looked like he was having a really hard time. And so when I told her, I was like, well, he looks hurt. He looks like he's been hurt. Like it's pretty cut and dry. There's not a lot going on. He just looks fussy. He's being a baby right now. I could go on and on about that, but from the information that I was reading, that's what I was getting. And so she took it as, oh, Sydney's saying that I hurt him. When in reality, what actually happened was that it had to do with his ex-girlfriend. And so I was actually reading the fact that he was still hurt from a previous relationship. And so the information was accurate. It just wasn't interpreted the right way. So in that sense, yes, my reads can be wrong because I was reading the person accurately. It was a matter of who did the hurting. And the way that I read, I need a name to get permission from the spirit to read the other person. And so I wasn't reading the ex-girlfriend, I was reading my client. And so the only way for me to interpret that with the information that I had is my client hurt him. And so that's one way that information can be wrong, I guess, and more if we're speaking in terms of, just inaccuracy. But the information was right. The second issue that I see, and I've given this example before, is let's say you book a session with me and you've been looking for jobs and you say, am I going to get job X or job Y? And I read the information and I say, well, it looks like a job A is a better fit, or a job X is a better fit, and it looks like you will get that job. So then you go and you don't fill out the applications. Well, whose fault is that? Does that mean that the information is wrong? I would argue no. I would say if you did follow through and fill out the applications that you're going to get that job, I'll stick to that information. But if you don't fill out the applications, that wasn't the information that I was reading at all. And so then some people might argue, well, shouldn't you have seen that your client isn't going to fill out the job applications at all? Then we get into an ethical issue where should I be telling my client that they're not gonna fill out the applications at all? That would feel wrong to me. I can't do that to somebody because then it could become a self-fulfilling prophecy. And then I would actually be holding my client back. So that aspect would actually interrupt my code of ethics, which I wouldn't feel right doing because ethics is my number one priority in my practice. So there's many ways that information can go wrong, and that's why there are so many skeptics, because it's like, oh, they're wrong all the time, it's, you know, charlatan work, they're all phonies. We hear that all the time. So yes, reads can technically be wrong. The outcome can change. You know, reads can become completely neutralized and wrong simply because of either the person who's being read just goes off and does their own thing, or a misinterpretation of the information itself. So it can be wrong, and people like to, you know, kind of put psychics up on a pedestal, like they're holier than thou, they know everything, it's gospel, it's always truth. No, we're able to read additional information. That's what we typically get paid to do. That doesn't mean that it's 100% accurate 100% of the time. And that's true for anyone in any type of job, in any field. So we have a little bit more pressure to be accurate because our jobs, doing psychic work kind of depends on accuracy. So yes, we can be wrong. We don't know everything. We don't always know the future. I don't know any psychic who's 100% right 100% of the time, for the reasons that I just told you. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting on this photo. If you have questions that you would like answered, that you've been dying to ask a psychic, go ahead and comment below and I will get to it. And if you're looking to book a session with me, you can book online at onyxhealing.com and follow me on Facebook and Instagram at onyxhealing. Thank you so much. Have a good day.